Let's bang on some things because we are home and we have hands. Happy Friday, everybody. It's HITRECORD from home, collaborating with people every day, trying to stay creative during quarantine. This is a project called Quarantine Beats. A bunch of people have been doing this in our community. Ben Perez did one, Bethany Dunn did one, and Stormville just did one banging on some mugs.
Hey, what's up? I'm Stormville and I'm playing with mugs.
What's cool is not just banging on some stuff, but banging on some stuff together. Getting together and playing music in person, there's really no substitute for it. It's one of my favorite feelings in the world. And we can't do that right now. We can't play music in person with each other. But what we've done on HITRECORD for years, actually, well before this pandemic, is people from all over the world are making music together and remixing each other and playing along with each other in this remote way. And so this approach to collaborative music making works really well right now when none of us can get together and jam in person. And banging on shit, doing, just like a household items drum circle is a nice way for people who aren't necessarily musicians, who don't own musical instruments, or who might not consider themselves musicians, but, can bang along with the beat. It's a cool way to make music even if you're, like that. You don't consider yourself a musician. So Rebecca X Ray started this project where she took a video from Stormville banging on mugs at home, and Rebecca edited it into a steady beat. So I banged along with her. It's important and kind of worth acknowledging, and I actually just take a minute to express my gratitude to Rebecca, to Ray, to Laura, to Greg. These are all the editors who work at the HITRECORD office, who you could say what a lot of these saintly folks do is they take uninhibited self-expression from me, from other folks in the community, and they do the editing necessary to make it play as art. And hugely grateful to the amazing work that you four people do. Round of applause for Greg and Rebecca and Ray and Laura. But it's a valuable thing to be able to, like Stormville did, just bang on some mugs and have that turn into art that's tight enough to be played along with by other people and eventually presented to an audience. This is actually a project that I think we likely enough are going to put in our show, create together, whether it's called Quarantine Beats or it's called something else, but like people just banging on household items while we're at home making music together. It'll go well in the show. And if Stormville was worried that she had to be perfect, that the percussion she was making on the mugs had to be exactly right, she would probably be too intimidated to actually do it. But it's good that she did do it, and it's okay that it wasn't perfect. Rebecca was there to edit it. And that's not to say that it's also not good to practice enough so that you can do things perfectly. I think there's room for both. There's room for practiced musicians, and there's room for people who are just like, wow, I'm not a practiced musician, but I feel this anyway, so I'm gonna fucking do it. And I'm somewhere in between. I love playing music, and I can keep along with the beat, but I'm not so practiced that what I do will be perfect. Not at all. I'm not one of those musicians. And frankly, a lot of my favorite musicians, even professional musicians, are not so perfect that their self-expression is polished, perfect shit. And there's, frankly, there's less and less of a tolerance for that in mainstream culture, in those imperfections. I'm rambling a little bit, but you go back to Nina Simone or Bob Dylan or, singers like that. There aren't performances like that on the radio in the mainstream anymore. Everything is so nipped and tucked and auto-tuned, and everything's kind of perfect and polished, and I miss the human flaws. But anyway, the editing that we've done here for these quarantine beats, I think leaves plenty of human flaws in, because these are just really casual performances. No one's trying to, be a virtuoso. Everyone's just kind of trying to get out some energy being at home. So if that sounds appealing to you, here's what to do. You do need headphones. Listen to the beat that Stormville is making, and then record yourself banging along to it. That does mean you'll need 2 devices. Soon enough, and this is like on our product roadmap, as they say, soon enough our app will be able to do these kinds of overdubs, such that you won't need 2 devices. You'll just need 1 device. You'll be able to listen in headphones and listen to what Stormville is playing and record along, and it'll all just work. We're building that. It's not here yet. Soon enough. It's always getting better. But for now, you'll need 2 devices. I was playing Stormville's video on my laptop and recording on my phone. Plugged headphones into the laptop. Again, you need to plug those headphones in, because if you don't, then you'll be recording Stormville's sound as well as your sound, and those won't mix well together. If we want to cut these all together, we need your sound isolated. Give it a shot, and know that it doesn't have to be perfect. Know that Rebecca has your back, just like she had my back. I'm sure my performance wasn't perfect, but the important part isn't technical perfection. The important part is the feeling. So if you're feeling it, give it a go. And that's it. Have a great weekend, everybody. Make some music, bang on some shit, and I'll see you next week. Thanks again.